This is the one she used to tell me. I said to her, "You want to have a controvertido sour?" This is the one she said. When you get older, you will see. We will have a controvertido sour.
Everybody wears sweaters.
That's. God bless you.
Wait, what's the rest of this?
Huh?
What's the rest of these? Where's this?
This is in
Montreal.
Montreal, the back van a Laza house.
1930.
I didn't have money to rent in my house. You want some pictures for you?
Who's this?
Huh?
Who is this?
Oh, I don't know.
This must be in the States by now. Okay, so last time, let's see. You met your husband in Sumara, right?
Oh, what?
Where'd you meet? You met your husband in Sumara,
Yes, Mama.
and you got married after about a year.
Yeah.
But you'd been dating.
We was dating a year.
Well, after about 6 months, you went to go see his family in Pensa.
Yeah, and we couldn't go back to my mother, to Samara.
But
his family was in Penza.
right. But at the same time that you went to Pensa, your brother Irving,
Yeah.
he went to Poland.
To Germany.
Well,
Poland. Yeah, to
to
Poland.
to find your sister Anna.
Yeah,
And then he couldn't get back to Sumara,
that's right.
so
He went to Germany.
he and Anna went to Germany.
Yeah.
Okay, so now your mother
My mother and 4 brothers remain in
Sumara,
Samara, Russia.
right?
Yeah.
You're in Pensa,
I was in Penza, they was in Samara.
and Irving and Anna are in
In Europe, in Poland.
Germany, or Poland or
Poland.
Germany, depending what time.
Yeah.
And your father's still in
My
Chicago.
father was in Chicago.
Okay. Now you find out you and your husband can't get back to Sumara. So you decide to go, or his family wants to go back to Lithuania.
Yeah.
Did you get married in Lithuania, or did you get married in Pensa?
We was married in Penza. Penza, Russia.
How long were you living in Pensa before you got married?
Oh, in Penza I wasn't long when I told you you have here.
Yeah.
And from Penza we were sick. They sent us to Samara. You got it here. And in Samara I was. Then I went to visit his parents with Grandpa.
Right.
We remained there because we couldn't go back to Samara.
Mm-hmm.
My mother wanted to go. My mother went to Moscow to get a visa to go to United States.
After you had left.
After I was left.
Okay. After you went to Pensa.
Yeah,
Your mother did she take the kids with her?
my mother.
Yeah, she took her
Yeah,
son
4 boys.
to Moscow
Yeah,
to get a visa to go to the States.
yeah.
Okay. And are you married by this time?
No, not yet. Because I was Grandpa's parents.
Right.
6 months later we married.
Okay, but you got married in Pensa. Was
Yeah.
it by a rabbi?
Oh, sure.
Was it?
A rabbi and his parents make a nice supper, invite people.
Was
It
was
was a Jewish wedding.
a lot of people, or just
Not a lot in the house, but enough, the family alone was 10, 12 people.
that's enough people? That's enough people.
Sure.
After you were married, you still lived with
In Penza.
With your in-laws, in your in-laws' family's house, or did you get your own place to live?
No, we rent, we find a room.
Mm-hmm.
A room.
Just you and Heinrich?
In Penza.
Just you and Heinrich?
Me and Heinrich, a room. And we live in that room just to go to sleep. And then he works for his father.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to his, in the family's home.
Mm-hmm.
And I helped his mother in the kitchen.
His father was a tailor?
Yeah, you
right.
saw.
Is that the first time you had a room?
Yeah.
You only had to share with one other person?
Oh, 6 months I used to live with all his sisters and father and mother, and the people we didn't have a place in which to sleep. His grandpa and his father, they had a big table. They used to sleep two over the table.
Doesn't sound comfortable.
No.
But when you and your husband got a room to sleep,
yeah.
Was that the first time that you had to share a room with only one person instead of 2, 3, or 4 people?
It's first time.
First time.
First time.
Did you sleep better?
The conditions in that time.
Bad?
It was bad.
Okay. So now you're married. Your husband goes to work in the morning to work for his father.
To father and I went down too, with him together to his father's house.
You went to his father's house
Sure.
to help with the cooking and cleaning?
In the kitchen, to cook, because it was a lot of people.
And at some point, his family decides that they want to go back home. They want to go to Lithuania.
Yeah.
And I suppose you're all sitting around the kitchen table or something of the sort, and
yeah.
And who said so? Who said they wanted to go? His father?
His father, and he had a brother, an older brother. He was a good tailor too.
His father's brother?
No, my father's son.
Okay.
Grandpa's brother.
Grandpa's brother. Your brother.
They decide with the father to go back to Lithuania. They decide. If they decide, in the family, 2 men, is everybody have to go.
So.
I went with them together.
In the meantime, when you're going to Lithuania, you don't know what's happened to your family.
No.
Okay, so now you're in Lithuania. What's the next thing that happens?
After, when I was in Lithuania already,
Mm-hmm.
when we came to Lithuania, the grandpa's father, he found a place where to live in Lithuania.
Right. Because he still had friends there, I suppose he still had friends who lived in Lithuania?
Oh, Lithuania, a small town, everybody know you.
Yeah.
And they have respect, and he was #1 tailor in that time.
Was he?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody came to him?
Military people used to come.
He did clothes for the military?
He used to make military suits for the military.
What was his father's name? Your father-in-law?
Father's name was Isaac.
Say that again?
Isaac.
Isaac?
And in Jewish, Yitzchak. Isaac.
Isaac Hagen.
Yeah.
So he was the #1 tailor in Lithuania.
He was a #1. He had a degree to live in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Because only people with a degree can live in that time in Russia. He was a #1 tailor.
Was Heinrich as good as his father? As good a tailor?
Heinrich was a good tailor.
Do you think he was as good as his father? Or was his father a better tailor?
No, the father was better. Because the father used to make patterns.
Patterns?
Patterns.
Designs.
Design.
Yeah. Did Henoch want to be a tailor like his father?
No, he didn't want. Heinrich had a voice to sing.
He wanted to be a singer.
He wanted to be a singer. And then one brother, an uncle, he used to live in Russian Tiflis. He wanted Heinrich to take with him and teach him, give him opportunity to sing.
Mm-hmm.
But his mother didn't let him go.
He wanted his brother wanted him to sing where?
Not the brother, an uncle.
He wanted
He wanted to take him Russian Tiflis.
What's Fleece?
Tiflis, there is in the map. It's a
Oh, it's a city.
Huh?
It's a city.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Far away.
But his mother wouldn't let him go?
No.
How old was he when that happened?
Oh, they told me maybe he was 7, 8 years old. A young boy.
That's kind of young to be going away from your parents.
That's it.
Whoop. Hang on a sec.
It's all right.
I thought I just gotta hit this pause.
Okay.
Now, 6, 7 years old is kind of young to be away from your parents.
Yeah,
I agree with his mother.
That's it. She didn't want anyway.
Okay. So like I said, what happened next? They came back to Lithuania, and Itzhak, he sets up a new shop.
Yeah, Lithuania.
Right.
Shop, and Grandpa works for him, and some other people.
Mm-hmm.
And we was there a couple years then. When I was in Lithuania, one day I received a letter from America, from Chicago, and a picture. And I set myself on a couple dollars, was $5. I opened the envelope. I cried. I was like hysterical.
That's from your father.
My father, my brother, my sister, my cousin.
They're all in Chicago.
They all in Chicago. My God, I'm rich.
You must have not have believed how lucky you were.
I didn't believe.
Did you gave up on your father by now?
Oh, yeah, sure, I give up all of them.
I mean, you thought your father was dead,
Then
and then
everybody's dead.
and you probably would never see your mother or your brothers again.
Sure.
But because now, it's 1923? What year is it?
Yeah.
1923?
Yeah.
So you haven't seen your father.
Oh, I haven't seen my father for 1914.
8 years.
I didn't see my father altogether anymore.
For 8 years.
For
And then out of the
never.
Well, but you didn't see your father for 8 years, and then you got a postcard or a letter from him from Chicago.
Yeah.
So yeah, that must have been something.
Oh, I'm telling you, $5 American money on a picture, on a letter, and 4 people they're alive. My father, my brother, my sister. Oh my God, I didn't know what.
Can you tell me now, how did Irving and Anna get from Germany to Chicago?
I think you have it.
Yeah, but
All right.
it's easier.
My brother wasn't in Poland,
Right.
and he couldn't go back to Russia.
Irving
They didn't, Irving
and
and
Anna.
Anna.
Right.
They didn't let him back. Then he doesn't know what to do. Poland wasn't good. For him, he didn't like to live be in Poland because nobody was there. That
Mhm.
family, my mother's family, is he went to Germany. In Germany, was a young boy. He works, and he make a couple dollars for him to eat and for the sister.
Right.
The same time, at that time, they are looking the refugees to find the relatives in America.
Through a newspaper.
They put down in the Jewish newspaper, the Forwards. On this the way my father find 2 children his live in Germany. He went right away to a company, and that time they used to call ship company. They used to take the interest. They took the names from where they are in Germany, my father. They was in contact with my brother.
But Irving didn't know what city he was living in, did he? I mean, Irving just thought that his father was somewhere in America.
No, he knew in Chicago.
He knew he was in Chicago? How did he know he was in Chicago?
Where is he? Dave?
Hey, Dave?
Yeah.
Your friend called Esther.
Okay.
My father find my brother and the sister, they are in Germany, and he make arrangement with the company to find them there, and he send them a couple $, and make contact to bring them over.
How did Irving know that his father was in Chicago?
Oh, we all know.
Oh, he said that when he left, he said that's where he's going?
Yeah. We all know my father's in Chicago.
Okay. Okay, so that's how your father, your brother, and your sister got together.
Yeah, together.
Now, your mother's still in Moscow.
My mother is in Moscow, and we was in Penza, and we didn't know from each other.
You're in Lithuania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was already in Lithuania, didn't know what happened to my mother, where she is, or she's still in Russia or not.
Right, so you got the letter from your father and your brother and your sister and your cousin.
That's it.
Right.
Deutsche.
Right.
Deutsche's father.
Uh-huh.
That's it. Didn't know nothing. Till one day, when I received the letter from my father, I saw they are alive and finished. That's it.
Oh, how did your mother get from Moscow?
Oh, they went to Moscow.
Who went to
Moscow? She had a paper.
Who went to Moscow?
Yeah.
Who?
My mother and she took the 4 boys.
Right, she went to Moscow to get a visa. They gave her a visa?
And she was there by the American Consul. She showed them the husband is here in Chicago, and they to try to find out if it's true. Sure enough, it was true. And she was 3 months, and they give her a visa, and they sent her to America.
Okay. Now, that means everybody's in Chicago except for you and your husband. Well, how'd you convince your husband to leave his family?
Well, I was in Lithuania, and they saw I got my father and my family in America, and Lithuania wasn't too good. It was very bad. Russia was better. And I said, work. And I talked to Grandpa. I said, hey, this is not a place for us to live. He still was young. This is not a good place. Look the conditions, look this, that. Let's go to the United States.
So you got a visa?
We start to write letters to my father, brother, that was, and they send us papers to go to Canada.
Why didn't you go to Chicago?
Couldn't go on that, and there was a quota.
Wait a minute, what? Oh, a quota.
Quota.
By
Jewish people.
Your mother, though, did she go straight to Chicago, or did she have to go to Canada?
In Russia.
She went from Moscow to Chicago.
Yeah.
That must have taken a long. That must have been a long trip.
Sure.
Okay, so now you and your husband are in Montreal, and the rest of your family is in Chicago.
Yeah.
How long did you spend? You still didn't see each other. You just wrote letters.
That's all. He took.
Yeah.
To close the door.
Now, you and your husband are living in Montreal. Your entire family,
Yeah.
all your brothers and sisters and your mother and your father are together for the first time in 10 years,
Oh.
and they're living in Chicago.
Yeah.
What year is it now? What year did you get to shoot? What year did you get to Canada?
To Canada and the 20.
You got to Canada in 1920? No, you couldn't have gotten to Canada in 1920. You got married in 1920.
Same year we went out. Not from Russia, from Lithuania.
I don't understand.
What do you ask me?
What year did you come to Canada?
What year?
What year did you settle down in Canada? In other words, it's 1923. You got a letter from your father.
And before.
Before what?
1922, not 23.
1922. You got a letter from your father.
Before 1921.
1921. You got a letter from your father
Sure.
when you were living in Lithuania.
Yeah.
So 1921. You got a letter from your father.
The same year we came to Canada.
That later in 1921.
Yeah.
So you had a busy couple of years. You left your mother and your brothers.
Oh sure.
You found a new family with your father's family. You got married. You found your father, and then you moved from Europe.
A lot of troubles.
And then you moved from Europe to Canada.
A lot of trouble. A lot.
So you arrived in Canada 1921, 1922?
Same year. 1922.
How long did it take to go from Lithuania to?
From Lithuania to Canada.
Yeah.
Oh my God. A whole month of a dirty ship.
A boat?
A boat. The dirty boat, a whole month.
Was it cold?
Huh?
Was it cold? Was it hot?
Oh, it was nothing to eat, stinks. 20, 30 people, we sleep in one big place in the ship down. Wasn't a ship for people, we didn't have money to buy a ticket.
Where'd you get the money for the ticket from? Your father?
My father, they bought tickets there, they sent us.
How come your in-laws, Hanak's family, didn't want to come with? Why'd they want to stay in Lithuania?
Whose?
Your husband's family.
They couldn't come
Why?
because they need somebody to guarantee them a job, a place where to live, something.
Did you ever see them again?
No.
Your husband never saw his family again?
It was heartbreaking to go away from a big family.
I can imagine.
There was nice people there. Sisters, Al. It was very nice.
Are any of them still alive, or did they,
Hitler, German, the Second
World War II kill them?
Killed them all.
Well, you're in Montreal. It's 1922.
So?
You still haven't seen your family.
No, I couldn't go because I wasn't a citizen.
Hey, but wait. Let's back up a second. 1922, you already had a baby.
Same year, sure.
No, in 1920 you had Dad.
1920. Yeah.
Wait a minute. If you had Dad in 1920,
So?
that means, when did you get married? 1919 or 1920?
19.
1919?
1920.
Well,
Same year.
So you got married and you
I
had
have a baby same year. 9 months later, I had your father.
You sure you would? Yeah. That would be in.
And I didn't see the family. Still, I was in Canada and I didn't see nobody from the family.
When was Dave born?
Dave was born, what, 3, 4 years later, 3.5 years later.
1923.
Like that.
He was born in Canada.
Yeah,
Okay. So Dad was born in Lithuania.
in Canada.
No.
1920. 20. When I come to Canada?
1920. Or 1921. It depends what time of the
The
year.
same time. Same year, 1 year I had him.
Okay, so you got.
I was in Canada and I didn't see my family.
Mhm.
because I wasn't allowed to go here.
But you still wrote letters to each other.
Oh, sure.
When did you finally ever see your family? Were they allowed to come to Canada to see you?
They was young.
Yeah.
They was too young, didn't have money to buy a ticket.
Let's see. How long did you spend in Montreal?
Oh, Montreal was a long time, but close to 30 years.
Let's see. You have Dave after you've been there a couple of years. That's your second child.
Sure.
And you still haven't seen your family in Chicago. No. When's the first time you saw any of your other family?
When I come to see them in Chicago, there was in 1929.
1929?
Yeah.
So you.
After my father was dead already.
When did your father die?
My father died in 1927.
So, 1929, you came from Montreal to Chicago
Yeah, to see. Then I saw the family.
to stay or to visit? For a visit.
No, for a visit.
Who was there?
All of them.